Welcome to the Channel 19 News. I'm Pamela Woody.
I'm Jamie Temple.
And I'm Jonathan Lawson.
Well, this is your Friday after the 4th of July. We hope everyone had a safe 4th of July. A lot of fireworks and barbecues going on.
Well, Pam, we're celebrating kind of late. We have our cakes here. We're ready to go. Celebration.
Yes, we are. Ready to have a good weekend.
I think it's interesting that we all wore red, white, and blue, although we didn't plan it.
Exactly. We're all patriotic today. So let's take a look at our news. The Southern Bluegrass Racing Firm is working to bring horse racing to Whitley County. Tuesday, it was confirmed by Kentucky Racing Commission officials that an application is being considered to build a quarter-horse racing facility in Williamsburg. The proposition is a business plan that includes either the purchase or lease of land and the approval and allocation of racing dates. At this time, the Commission does not have all the necessary information to complete the application process. Next week, a tradition continues as the Whitley County 4-H camp begins. The camp will be held at the Feltner 4-H camp in London, but this year will be a little different as campers celebrate the centennial anniversary of the organization.
We're going to have a giant birthday party. We're going to make birthday cards to send to the state 4-H office and the National 4-H Council celebrating 100 years of 4-H. Gone on the 4th of July week, and we've had a few fireworks out by the lake, but this year we are going to have fireworks again, but we're going to do it as part of the birthday celebration.
After recent analysis, it appears that Sheriff Ansel Carter's deficit may not be as large as originally thought. Carter is leaning towards selling 2 of the cruisers, but Whitley County Judge Executive Mike Patrick says that the office could operate with an approximate $61,000 surplus without selling any of the cars after the recent deputy layoff. Sale of any equipment depends on further analysis by the fiscal court. Up next, Jonathan Lawson takes a look at the rising July temperatures and what we can expect for the weekend.
After you die, your organs can help people with lung disease to breathe, people with heart conditions to live, and make it possible for the blind to see. So the only question is, what good will they do you?
Students in these counties may qualify for a Bert T. Combs Scholarship to Cumberland College in Williamsburg, Kentucky.
You end up virtually with your whole college education paid for.
Combined with other types of financial assistance, it may pay the entire tuition cost at Cumberland College. Get more information by calling 1-800-343-1609.
Get some information on the Bert T. Combs, fill out the application, and see where it goes from there. Cumberland is an experience that they'll never regret.
Cumberland College is all about discovery.
Jonathan, we've had a very hot and humid beginning to the month of July.
Well, and it's pretty normal, and the rain that we had last week has went away. It comes back a couple of times in the 5-day forecast, but not a lot.
So that'll probably boost the humidity level even more then.
All right, let's go ahead and see what we got coming up. Let's look at the maps. Okay, in our first map, we take a look at our current temperatures. St. Louis, 91 degrees, up in Cincinnati, 86, and on down into Tennessee, it's about 95 as well. Average temperatures for the month of July, so that's about all you can expect. Let's move on to our next map. You can see precipitation on down in the southeast, isolated thunderstorms, and you can see a couple of days in the 5-day forecast that will eventually come up, but nothing we can worry about the next couple of days. It's also going on in the Midwest as well. Thunderstorms all over the United States, but it could be a lot worse. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 5-day forecast. All right, in our 5-day forecast, on Saturday, partly cloudy skies with a high of 95 and a low of 64. On Sunday, partly cloudy skies with a high of 90 and a low of 65. Then on Monday, isolated thunderstorms with a high of 84 and a low of 69. Tuesday, isolated thunderstorms again with a high of 85 and a low of 62. Then on Wednesday, the rain's gone, partly cloudy skies with a high of 86 and a low of 62.
Saturday's definitely going to be a scorcher with a high of 95.
Right, but when the rain comes, it cools off a little bit, so it's bittersweet.
Sounds good then.
All right, we'll be right back in just a moment. Stay with us.
The strong values and leadership skills Robert M. Gates learned as an Eagle Scout have stayed with him his whole life. As director of the Central Intelligence Agency and as an advisor to 5 presidents. And guess what? he's still advising some pretty impressive people today. Strong values, strong leaders, scouting, where character counts.
Obviously, he's already nipped at your hair.
A local church is doing their part to care for the needy. Shiner Hill Church of Christ is holding a food drive that takes place the third week of every month. Channel 19 reporter Jamie Temple has the story.
Shiner Hill Church of Christ in Williamsburg has created a new ministry that does more than tend to spiritual needs. The church has decided to begin a ministry designed especially for the needy in our area.
Jesus said the greatest command is to love your neighbor, love God with all your heart, and the second command is to love your neighbor as yourself. So this was our way of showing our love.
Through the donations and volunteers from the congregation, the program has managed to have a promising start. Several families within the area have benefited from the food and supplies. At this second giveaway of the ministry, Stidham speaks of how the program came into existence.
The basic inspiration came from our minister when he preached about that we should be clothing the poor and feeding the hungry, and that this was Jesus's wish for us to do that, and that was just the last straw. I had to do something about it, and so I talked to the elders, and they were all for it. Everybody's just gotten behind it, you know, in a wonderful way.
The giveaways take place on the third Thursday of every month from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. According to Stidham, there are only a few requirements.
They need to show proof of income, so we want to make sure it's for the needy. And if they live in this area, anywhere in this Williamsburg area, they can just come once a month, show proof of income, and according to how many members are in their household, we can load them up with foodstuffs and household supplies.
The passage in Matthew 25:34-36, where Jesus said, "I was hungry and you gave me something to eat," is truly being applied at Shiner. I'm Jamie Temple reporting for Channel 19 Patriot News.
Construction may be slightly behind, but Knox Whitley Animal Shelter officials are hoping that the shelter will be open by the end of the month. Finishing touches are being applied while workers are still trying to install the sewer system. Shelter Executive Director Jason Noel says that even though the shelter is not yet open, they've already received many calls. Congratulations are in order for one of Cumberland College's own. Recently, Colonel Michael Colgrove has been elected as a member of the Executive Council of the United States Armor Association, where he will serve a 3-year term. Jamie Temple will join us when we come back with the local sports report.
My husband packed the children and left. I had no idea where they were, but none of that mattered. All that mattered was smoking crack.
How can somebody that supposedly has so much be so miserable and keep throwing his life away?
And I remember my mother saying to me one day, "You're going to die if you don't get help." I wanted to have my life back and my family back. And that's when my mother found Narconon.
If you or someone you love has a drug or alcohol problem, call Narconon Arrowhead today.
Cumberland College in Williamsburg, Kentucky is the college with the curriculum for the 21st century, integrating high technology with individual instruction. Cumberland is different by design and is a college for keen minds, warm hearts, and helping hands. Cumberland College, it's all about discovery. Telephone our admissions office at 1-800-343-1609 or visit our website.
Well, during the summer, Jamie, there's not a whole lot of Cumberland College sports going on, but we still have a lot of local sports happening.
Yes, especially in the All-Star ranks, there's a lot going on. So let's just take a look.
Okay.
Baseball continues this summer in the Little League All-Star ranks, as the Williamsburg 9 to 10-year-olds defeated Bell County with a score of 12-5. The Williamsburg All-Stars will now advance to round 2 tournament action. The fate of the Williamsburg 11 and 12-year-old All-Star team would not be the same as its younger counterparts. The team fell in a 10-0 shutout to Middlesboro in only 5 innings.
More baseball action carried over to the Whitley County Yankees, who won the Whitley County Little League Championship last week by defeating the Lowe's Lions 6-3. The boys not only carried home a title, but also a trophy to eternalize their efforts. Although the Williamsburg High School district groundskeeper Ralph Pruitt did not receive a trophy for his efforts, he did, however, win a banner for winning a national football field competition. Finley Legion Field was named best among entries in a national contest promoted by Pioneer Paint. Pruitt's 13 years of hard work was not done in vain, and now he has a banner to prove it. Well, Pam, congratulations are in order to Ralph Pruitt for his accomplishments.
And all of his hard work. I know that he works very hard.
Yes, he does.
And congratulations to the Whitley County Yankees as well.
Yes, definitely congratulations. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
After you die, your organs can help people with lung disease to breathe, people with heart conditions to live, and make it possible for the blind to see. So the only question is, what good will they do you?
Wow! Don't bug out.
Welcome back. Here during the month of July, Channel 19 has started a new segment which features special summer topics. And a lot of times people barbecue during the summer, and that's what our first topic is about.
Yes, finally we get to eat in the show.
Exactly. It's always a good thing.
We've been waiting for that for quite some time.
Yes, we have. Okay, now take a look.
Welcome. We're here today with Dan Shabbat, a communication professor and debate coach and neighborhood cooking extraordinaire. And so today, what are we cooking today?
We're cooking portobello mushroom caps, and we're going to grill them. Portobello mushroom caps are a great alternative to steak on the 4th of July. If you're looking to feed a whole crew like you would with a steak, you probably need 1 mushroom cap per 2 people. Or you can use the mushroom caps as a great side dish to go right along with your corn, cornbread, and beans on the 4th of July.
Well, sounds great. How do we get started?
Well, you get started first, you need to go ahead and wash the cap, and since we're already outside, I just simply ran water over this at the sink. What you do next is you grab one of your favorite cutting knife, and you cut the mushroom cap about into inch-wide strips. So I just start out by cutting it. And they're tough to cut. You'll notice that they're not really tender. They're not like white caps mushrooms that just cut, and they have a very different, distinct taste. What you'll notice is as you start to cook these and marinate them, their texture is almost like steak. Vegetarians will use these as an alternative to steak on sandwiches, and they like to use them as a grill either. I really like mushrooms, so I enjoy cooking with these. So after you cut them into inch-long strips, and they'll look about like this, and you can see they're really big. This is a big, hearty mushroom, and I can squish it, and it doesn't fall to pieces. You take it and then take your favorite sealable dish and
Gladware, obviously in Dan's case.
I use Gladware, but a lot of people have nice things like Tupperware. As you'll see, I've started out by putting a little bit of my marinade here in the bottom of the dish. This marinade is a simple store-bought dressing that uses a vinaigrette, some sun-dried tomatoes, and also some olive oil. You can also make your own marinade to taste as you please by just simply mixing some balsamic vinegar, some olive oil, and some olive oil together and spicing it however you want. After you get a little bit in the bottom of the dish...
Now, Dan, do you have to have a marinade for this?
Absolutely. The marinade's essential. So go ahead and take your mushrooms and just throw them in the dish.
Now, is this something that needs to sit there for a while?
Absolutely, and that's what I'm getting to next. After you go ahead and stick these in the dish, and as you notice in my dishes, you can't fit a lot because I use the inexpensive kind, but you get enough in the dish, and you can see you just set them in there. Then add some more of your marinade over the top. And then, an important ingredient to this is black pepper, and you need to go ahead and really pepper these guys down.
But for those with allergies, of course, you wouldn't be able to use pepper.
Hey, pepper's great, and there you go. I won't even make Jamie sneeze. And so you get these and you pepper them down. Then go ahead and stick the lid on top and just shake them up. This is my favorite part. I can let Jamie do this. Go ahead and shake them up there.
We'll shake away
really
from
shake
the body.
them.
Okay.
Okay, then after you wipe your fingers, You go ahead and set these inside in the fridge overnight. And what you're going to look at here is some mushrooms that have marinated all night. And what you see is they really soak up the flavoring. Much like a steak, a mushroom will take on the flavoring of whatever you marinate it with. So that's one of the reasons people like to use them. So as we go ahead and move over onto the grill.
Do you have to marinate them for a night, or could you do it for longer?
You could do it for longer. I think a night's usually adequate. These mushrooms, I know because I've tried some already that have been cooked, came out really well with this overnight marinade. So what you do is you go ahead and set these on the grill, just like you would a steak. I like to use my fingers. Some people like to use tongs. I will use tongs to turn them because this is a little hot.
So this is really a great alternative to, the normal hot dogs and hamburgers on 4th of July.
Absolutely, and it's a great tasting alternative too. A lot of people are looking for something that tastes a little bit better than a hamburger or a hot dog. And when you take one of these mushrooms, you have something that you can eat that actually tastes really good. I know that some people, you like your hot dogs, and I do too. It's un-American not to. But how do you make a hot dog taste good? You add really good tasting mustard to it, or you add sauerkraut or chili. These right here, after you marinate them, are going to taste great. And if you look to eat them as a meal or as a side dish, it's something that you can keep with you, and something that's a real treat to your guests too. I realize there are a lot of people around here that don't like mushrooms, but if you've just had the traditional white cap mushroom, which are those little mushrooms they sell at Walmart, sliced or whole, that people put in spaghetti sauce and a lot of Italian dishes, these are quite different. Like I said, the texture, they're thicker, they're firmer.
They have more taste to them?
They do. They have a lot more natural taste, and then when you marinate them, they really take on the taste of the marinade.
Good question. Can you over or undercook these?
Oh, absolutely. I probably should have said this as I threw them on. You should cook them for about 2.5 minutes on each side on a low. This is a gas grill, and you want to put them on the lowest setting as you start to work with them, just like you would with a steak. A lot of times people will even put them on the top of the grill rack. If you'll notice, I put them down on the bottom with a little bit of foil down there. I have a tendency to lose them inside the rack, especially if I don't cut them thick enough. These ones won't fall through, and you can see if you make sure you cut them your inch. If you cut them a little bit thinner, they'll fall through.
So really, it's kind of quicker than the normal thing.
Oh yeah, much quicker than a steak. You definitely want to cook a steak longer than 5 minutes on that top rack of the grill, especially if you want it tender.
Dan, what would you say would be the most important thing to remember when you're grilling portobello mushrooms?
I think make sure you grill them. That 2.5 minutes on each side is very important. You want them to be done because they'll have the appropriate texture, and they'll be a little bit tenderer than they would. If you undercook them, they're really tough. As you saw when I was cutting them, you don't just slice through. You have to actually chop them into them. And if you don't cook them long enough, that's what you're going to have to do, and you're not going to have very much fun at the dinner table trying to cut that mushroom and watching it fly across the room.
I don't think it'd be good for company.
No, not real good.
So you want to keep it on low heat too?
Low heat, and this is what they look like when they're done. As you can see, they look about like the color of a medium or medium well steak.
It looks remarkably like steak strips.
And you just go ahead and pick them up.
Get our taste testers.
And I know a couple of you wanted to taste these. Well, that guy's not going to come off there. See if I can get him. There we go. We got a couple taste testers.
Okay.
Want to chomp down into those?
Maybe let them cool for a second before.
Yeah, they're probably hot, and you can see they're a
then
little bit
this will
tough.
quickly become a fire safety or burn safety episode.
Everybody wants to go ahead and try one.
They're very good.
Oh yeah, and they come out tasting real good.
Yeah,
I'm not
they
real
do.
shy about letting you know my food tastes good.
Definitely tastes good.
So
Makes a great summer side dish for barbecues.
Absolutely, and like as I said, even as a main dish, you could see each person could have 3 of these strips, and that would fill in for a steak.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think I'm going to finish the one I started.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks again, and we'll be with you next time.
Now that we learned a little bit about some barbecue side dishes, I think we'll all have to try that at our own homes.
Hopefully, if we don't burn ourselves first.
Dan did a very good job being chef.
Yes, he did. He can add that right to his job title. We also took a trip down to one of the flower shops to learn about all the different flowers and flower arranging and how to keep them fresher.
Let me tell you, it's not as easy as it looks, as I found out.
That's exactly right. Take a look.
We're here at Mary's Flower Shop in downtown Williamsburg. I'm here with John Hill, who owns Mary's Flower Shop. John, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, and what he's doing here is putting together. What is this? Does this bouquet have a particular name?
No.
It's just
everyday.
Just a bouquet.
Yeah.
Right, and he's already started working on it, and now he's going to place these carnations. Now, this originally is what the carnation looks like. I can hold this up so the camera can see it. Now, John, can you explain to us how you go about cutting the flowers to put in the arrangements?
We cut them at a 45-degree angle to give them more surface area for the water to be soaked up into the stem and keep the flower fresher longer.
So that's true. On that flower commercial a few years ago, they did that. I was like, wonder if they're lying because they want you to buy flowers. So that's actually true.
That is a true thing, yes.
And now, how long does it take to make an arrangement like this?
15 to 20 minutes, just according what flowers are put in there.
And do you have guides to go by, or do you just come up with stuff?
It's just imagination.
Yeah. Imagination. Well, we all have imagination, John. Now what do we have left to do? Can I put some of these in and see if I do this right?
Sure.
Okay. You get some of these flowers over here. Now, show me where do I put these? Just at random, and then you can correct me. How about that?
All right.
Because I've never made a flower arrangement before. All my work is done behind the camera, in front of the camera. Do the news, and that's what I do. Look, see, that's not even. Look at this. It's to the side. It looks like. John, could you fix that?
Yeah. All right. Try one there and right here.
Right here?
Yeah.
Now, I'm having trouble getting them to stick through. Why is I'm not pushing hard enough. Okay, and there's the special thing that holds these in. What is that called?
Aquafoam.
Aquafoam. Yeah. And that also absorbs water?
It's very dense, like a sponge. Soaks up the water.
And
it's 10 times its weight.
Oh, that's.
So
now, how long will this stay fresh?
With these flowers, I would say at least 5 to 7 days.
5 to 7 days.
Yep. As long as you keep it away from heat, air vents, televisions, microwaves.
Televisions. Now, how will that?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. But we know that happens. If you put it near the TV set, it will not stay fresh as long. Take our word for it. Okay. What do we have here, John?
Stock.
And you cut these the same way?
Right.
Now, do these usually go in bouquets like this?
They can, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And we have some baby breath here.
Right. There's you some if you want to stick some of that in.
Oh, just stick it in. Okay.
Yeah.
Put it in the front so the camera can see. I'm just not good at this. I guess I will never work at flower shop. Let's see. Okay, and let's see, what else do we need to mention? About how many of these do you make a day?
On a regular day, probably 5 to 7. Yep. We try to keep our coolers full, ready for the calls to come in.
The calls, yes. And you guys do. I know you guys do a lot of business around here. I'm able to help from time to time. See, look, look at this. Not my calling. But okay, I think we've mentioned everything that we need to mention. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
And thank you to Mary's Flower Shop. And that's it for us in this segment.
So, Jonathan, you got a taste of what it was like to work at a flower shop, and as you said, not easy.
Learn more of what I can do instead of what I can do.
Exactly.
Rather comical, I might add.
Yes, it was a very comical experience. And unfortunately, moving on to some more somber news, the broadcast world was shaken this week as Tony Turner passed away after a car crash, I think, 3 weeks ago. He was a great friend and a great news anchor to southeastern Kentucky, and he will be greatly missed among his colleagues and all the different people that he's met over the years.
Well, Pam, I got to meet Tony that day. He was here working on the same story that we were working on, so got to meet him that day.
That was just, it's unbelievable to think that this has happened, but life must now have to go on now. Thank you for joining us today, and if you have any story ideas or suggestions, or even call in and tell us how you like the news segment, call us at 539-4371 or email us at ch19@cumberlandcollege.edu. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.
Students in these counties may qualify for a Bert T. Combs Scholarship to Cumberland College in Williamsburg, Kentucky.
You end up virtually with your whole college education paid for.
Combined with other types of financial assistance, it may pay the entire tuition cost at Cumberland College. Get more information by calling 1-800-343-1609.
Get some information on the Bert T. Combs, fill out the application, and see where it goes from there. Cumberland is an experience that they'll never regret.
Cumberland College is all about discovery.
Welcome to the July 12th edition of 19 News. I'm Jonathan Lawson.
I'm Jamie Temple.
And I'm Daniel Shabbat, substituting for the vacationing Pamela Woody.
The Whitley County School District is in the process of constructing an intermediate school to deal with the growing enrollment at Central Elementary. The building will contain grades 4 through 6 and should be ready for use by the 2003-2004 school year. The Whitley County Fair will be held on the campus of the Whitley County Schools and across the road at the 3R Arena from July 18th through the 20th. The Fair Board is working hard to make this event fun for everyone. Channel 19 looks closer at preparations for the event.
You can hear the noise in the background. They're doing a lot of work over here now, getting it leveled out so they can put our tents up and get ready for the singing on Friday night and Saturday night. So we've also, with the VOAG part, we're moving a lot of things out of there. The exhibits will all be in an air-conditioned space this year.
The fair has been held in other locations, but the Fair Board President, Harry Alder, says they are negotiating a long-term stay on the Whitley County campus.
We're in the process of getting a 5-year lease with the Whitley County School Board, so we can hopefully be here for the next 5 years and use 3R Arena, which is just across the road over there. But long range, we're looking at getting a full Whitley County Fair site where we can have everything in one location.
While this year's fair will not have a carnival, lots of other events are planned.
The Truck and Fez, which is the London Shriner group, they'll be here with their miniature tractor-trailer trucks. They'll be here to put on a show. The state police will be here all day Saturday with the rollover demonstrations with a safety aspect of that, stressing the need for seat belts, so we're glad to have them here. And then Saturday night, we'll also have the gospel singing.
The fair will be held July 18th through the 20th. Come out and enjoy the fun. Those planning on watching the entertainment should bring a lawn chair. When we return, Jamie Temple will update the weather and give details on the 5-day forecast. Stay with us.
Experience authentic Southern dining in a relaxing atmosphere at the Athenaeum Restaurant, located inside the Cumberland Inn and Museum, just off I-75 at Exit 11 in Williamsburg, Kentucky. Try our Chef's Nightly Special, Delightful Buffet, or order from a variety of menu choices served to you with Southern hospitality by Cumberland College students. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner served daily. For reservations, call 1-800-315-0286 or 539-4105.
Fruits and vegetables. You know, you ought to eat more of them. Yeah, eating 5 servings a day is a great way to stay healthy. You'll feel better and you'll have energy, too. Yeah, that's what the people from the National Cancer Institute say. After all, you are what you eat.
Welcome back. Jamie Temple is joining us in the studio. Jamie, what can we expect?
Well, it's not going to be as hot as it was last week, but it'll still be humid with some precipitation. So let's take a look at our Doppler. Looking at our Doppler forecast, as you can see, there is crystal clear skies in the southeastern Kentucky area. No precipitation to worry about, but perhaps one thing we should all worry about is our UV index. You can see that it is at the level 8, which is more extreme. So one thing you better not leave home without is your sunscreen. Taking a look at our 5-day forecast. Tomorrow, there will be AM showers with a high of 81, low 63. On Sunday, isolated thunderstorms, 81, low 69. On Monday, it will be partly cloudy with a high temperature of 88 and a low of 70. And on Tuesday, isolated thunderstorms, 87 and 66. And finally, on Wednesday, it will be partly cloudy, high of 88 and low of 65. So, Jonathan, as you can see, some more rain this week.
Yeah, but helps with the heat.
Yeah, it helps with the heat.
Thank you, Jamie. Coming up next, months after being damaged by a fire, a local restaurant reopens. Stay with us.
The strong values and leadership skills Robert M. Gates learned as an Eagle Scout have stayed with him his whole life. As director of the Central Intelligence Agency and as an advisor to 5 presidents. And guess what? He's still advising some pretty impressive people today. Strong values, strong leaders, scouting where character counts.
Whitley County 4-H members are home from a week at the Feltner 4-H camp in London. Earlier in the week, camp director David Perry told Channel 19 that everything was running smoothly.
So far, so good. We've had a good week. Campers were getting the swing of things. They're having a really good time getting into their different activities.
Nearly 150 campers enjoy the different activities provided at the 4-H camp. Camp director David Perry spoke of the usual camp activities as well as a few added ones.
We offer quite a few activities. One of the activities that I've been working with myself is the counselor and training class, which is for the campers or 7th and 8th graders, primarily 8th graders from Whitley County that have been to camp 4, 5, 6 years, have got a lot of experience, and again, tell them what we need in future counselors, because of course they help our program continue to grow, and it gives them a growing experience as well. We're doing a lot of the traditional camp activities like canoeing, riflery, archery, swimming lessons, arts and crafts, and those kind of things. And then some other things we offered this year have been really neat and well received. Has been the Fun Foods class, where youngsters make different kinds of snacks and get to sample what they make. And then also they get to have a babysitting class. Youngsters there learn more about how to improve their babysitting skills and be better babysitters. And then we've had a photography class where the youngsters learn how to make different kinds of, or take different types of photographs and how to make good photographs.
Although the week must come to an end, there is one thing to look forward to.
We're looking forward to when we get home Friday, being tired and worn out, which is a good sign, I guess, of having a great week, but again, getting home safely.
I'm Jamie Temple reporting for the Channel 19 Patriot News.
The Williamsburg Burger King reopened last week after being closed for almost 4 months. Jamie Temple reports on the festivities that marked the occasion.
The Williamsburg Burger King is now open for business after a fire nearly destroyed the chain restaurant 4 months ago. Many patrons stopped by to take advantage of its reopening.
We had a real good turnout. First time we opened, it was sort of, nobody knew nothing about us, but everybody sort of got a taste of us, and they wanted to come back, and everybody's been asking, when are you going to be opening? And so now we're open, and we're ready to go with it.
Now with its doors open for business, area Burger King lovers can enjoy what they have been missing.
Customers are ready for a flame broiled taste again. It's something that they've been missing the last 3 to 4 months, and they're just tickled that we're back open.
Last week it was Dan the Chef. This week it's Dan the Sports Anchor. The Week in Sports is up next.
Just off I-75 at exit 11 in Williamsburg, Kentucky, the Cumberland Inn offers the finest in food and lodging with spacious suites and rooms, plus banquet rooms and conference facilities for your special events. The Athenaeum Restaurant offers a delightful buffet, as well as a variety of menu choices for your dining pleasures. While at the Cumberland Inn, stop by the Cumberland Museum and Gift Shop. For reservations, call 1-800-315-0286 or visit our website. Students in these counties may qualify for a Bert T. Combs Scholarship to Cumberland College in Williamsburg, Kentucky.
You end up virtually with your whole college education paid for.
Combined with other types of financial assistance, it may pay the entire tuition cost at Cumberland College. Get more information by calling 1-800-343-1609.
Get some information on the Bert T. Combs, fill out the application, and see where it goes from there. Cumberland is an experience that they'll never regret.
Cumberland College is all about discovery.
Welcome back, Dan. I know there's some Little League action going on.
There's been a lot of Little League action and some interesting baseball action as well this week, Jonathan.
After knocking the Whitley County All-Stars out of the Regional Little League Tournament in dramatic fashion, the Williamsburg Little League boys 11 and 12-year-old baseball team was eliminated by the Pineville Bell County All-Stars by a final score of 13-2 in 4 innings. The 11 and 12-year-old girls were also eliminated from their district tournament, which included a 12-1 loss to eventual tournament finalist and defending state champion South London. South London is playing this week to defend the regional crown that they won right here in Williamsburg last year. The Williamsburg Little League may be done competing this year, but city residents should be proud to have a strong league for local children to play in and beautiful fields to play on. After losing to Williamsburg in the Regional Little League Tournament, the Whitley County All-Stars added 2 players from Knox County and went on to play in the 2002 American Amateur Baseball Conference Kentucky State Championships. The team finished as the runner-ups in the tournament, but were chosen to participate in the Southeast Regional Tournament in Forest Park, Georgia on July 16th through the 21st. Over the last few weeks, former Cumberland College runner and current Williamsburg resident Tony Cabrera ran 3 races in Europe. Cabrera was invited to participate by each individual tournament sponsor. The native of Kenya finished as high as 4th and started earning money as a professional runner for the first time. Cabrera is the defending NAIA 800-meter national champion. Coming up next, a commentary on the Major League Baseball All-Star Game.
My husband packed the children and left. I had no idea where they were, but none of that mattered. All that mattered was smoking crack.
How can somebody that supposedly has so much be so miserable and keep throwing his life away?
And I remember my mother saying to me one day, "You're going to die if you don't get help." I wanted to have my life back and my family back. And that's when my mother found Narconon.
If you or someone you love has a drug or alcohol problem, call Narconon Arrowhead today.
Students in these counties may qualify for a Bert T. Combs Scholarship to Cumberland College in Williamsburg, Kentucky.
You end up virtually with your whole college education paid for.
Combined with other types of financial assistance, it may pay the entire tuition cost at Cumberland College. Get more information by calling 1-800-343-1609.
Get some information on the Bert T. Combs, fill out the application, and see where it goes from there. Cumberland is an experience that they'll never regret.
Cumberland College is all about discovery.
"1970, Curt Flood sues Major League Baseball and opens up the world of free agency. He is blackballed by every Major League franchise. 1981, a player strike cancels the All-Star Game and all others in July. 1989, Pete Rose is banned from baseball for life for allegedly gambling on the game. 1994, another player strike cancels the World Series. 2002, Major League Baseball Commissioner Bud Selig cancels the Midsummer Classic, the All-Star Game, after the 12th inning, rendering the game meaningless and sending home fans who had paid up to $175 a ticket without a winner. As a child, I looked forward to watching the All-Star Game every year with my father. Today, after moving to southeastern Kentucky, I see the All-Star Game as an opportunity to watch baseball's best challenge each other in a competitive setting. Until Tuesday night, the game that pitted the best players from each league against each other had set itself apart from other All-Star games, which are no more than exhibitions. The NHL and NBA pit 2 teams of superstars against each other that don't play defense. The NFL holds their game after the Super Bowl when only diehard fans are still watching. However, baseball has consistently managed to put on an entertaining contest that had a modicum of integrity. However, Tuesday night left much to be desired for this southeastern Kentucky baseball fan. American League manager Joe Torre and National League manager Bob Brenly used 60 of their combined players through 12 innings. Fans hardly got to see their all-star picks as most were out of the game by the 3rd inning. We might as well call it the really good player exhibition game because the all-stars hardly played.
The players that had the most impact were players like Damian Miller, who was the manager's choice. Quick, name the team Miller plays for. The managers were hardly that. They were more like circus ringmasters that put one act after another until the circus is over. Commissioner Bud Selig supported this behavior by canceling the game after 12 innings, when he determined that continuing to play would damage pitchers Freddie Garcia and Vicente Padilla. Selig, whose greatest accomplishments as commissioner are a players' strike in 1994 and a failed attempt to contract the Minnesota Twins and Montreal Expos, added a tie in the Midsummer Classic to his resume. As the fans yelled, "Let them play! Let them play!" it should have been obvious to Major League Baseball that we cared little about letting every overpaid crybaby on each team get into the game. We want a winner. By the way, Miller plays for Brenly's Diamondbacks and is batting a hefty .263. What an all-star. Selig's administration has managed to destroy one more part of Major League Baseball, the Midsummer Classic. Despite the lack of professional baseball in the area, I will probably not watch the Midsummer Baseball Circus next year. Selig can take his Milwaukee All-Star game and contract it. Jonathan?
Well, thank you, Dan. We'll be right back in a moment.
Cumberland College in Williamsburg, Kentucky is the college with the curriculum for the 21st century, integrating high technology with individual instruction. Cumberland is different by design and is a college for keen minds, warm hearts, and helping hands. Cumberland College, it's all about discovery. Telephone our admissions office at 1-800-343-1609 or visit our website.
Williamsburg is ready to respond to school shootings and hostage situations. For months, the Williamsburg Rapid Deployment Team has been training to respond in emergencies. Now the City Council has given the team $7,500 for equipment to help the cause. This money comes from funds generated by renting the Civic Center for bingo games to various charities. The money will be used to purchase bulletproof vests, assault rifles, and other equipment. Cumberland College is working this summer to get the campus ready for the upcoming school year. Construction crews have been preparing the grounds for construction on a new business building. Those traveling on Maple Street should keep in mind the construction and drive with caution. Coming up this week's summer special segment. Welcome back to 19 News. Last week we were at the grill, and by the way, Dan, good job.
Thank you.
You didn't do so bad at the flower shop either, Jonathan.
Thank you. And this week we decided to give desserts a try, so let's go ahead and take a look.
Jonathan and I are here today to make a dessert, which will be challenging for us, needless to say, but it's a honey yogurt parfait, which I found in the Real Simple magazine. And I think today we wanted to make sure that we could use things that we could find at local Walmart or IGA or a local store.
All this stuff, yes, Jamie, all this stuff comes from a local grocery store. We went and picked it up in about 10 minutes, so all this stuff should be easy to find in your neighborhood.
And the great thing about this recipe that it's very quick and you can make it in a short amount of time for guests that are over for a party or something.
Yes.
So why don't we get started? First of all, you need about 4 cups of berries, blackberries, blueberries, strawberries, just any kind of berries you want. But we actually found that they're in a mixed bag, frozen.
Yes. And the reason we have frozen berries this time of year, it's kind of hard to find stuff like that fresh. So we kind of had to get them this way. But I'm sure it's going to end up looking the same, Jamie.
Well, we'll see how it turns out. But you want to go ahead and put it in a large mixing bowl. And another thing, they asked, the recipe called for some lime juice, but instead of using a lime, we just got this real lime. We got this at the Walmart, and all you have to do is 2 to 3 tablespoons equal 1 lime, the juice from 1 lime. So we'll go ahead and get you to do 2 or 3 of that. And also calls for 1 teaspoon of sugar. We'll let Jonathan fix this up. Didn't know we were cooks, did you?
No, I didn't. But I've done a lot of things in the past couple of weeks. Learned how to arrange flowers. Just pour it in here.
Yes, just go ahead and pour it in there.
And you need 2 or 3 of these?
Yes.
2 or 3, which one?
Let's just do 2.
Okay.
And you can also garnish this with a zest of lime, but instead of using real lime, of course, we're not going to have the zest.
Exactly.
And we need a teaspoon of sugar.
Okay.
That's a tablespoon.
You know, I don't claim to be a chef. Get it right out of here.
Is that a teaspoon?
Yeah.
Okay, good job.
Pour it in here.
Yeah, pour it in there.
Pour it
and
right
you
in there. Put it all over the place there, right?
And you need to toss
See
it.
what this is looking like. Sugar on top and lime juice. Okay.
You
What's
need to
next?
toss that, Jonathan, and let it and set it aside.
Now, how's this going to work without falling all over the place?
You could use a spoon or a fork, whichever you have. Obviously, we have a fork. Yeah, you may not want to toss it. It may get all over you. Mom may not be happy if you have stains on your clothes, so
Yeah.
watch out. All right.
So we'll
Put
just
that
consider this tossed. Get it over here, out of the way.
Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to have yogurts. And this, you can get this whole thing, it's 4 cups, which calls for 4 cups. And this is the cheap brand, which is always good, fat-free, so help that dieting cause.
Especially if you're on the budget that we're on.
Exactly.
A low budget.
And you want 6 tablespoons of honey.
Well, you know, honey is something that I'm not a big fan of. So I hope this doesn't end up tasting a lot like honey.
Oh, sure not. That takes forever. As you can see, this may take a little while for it to drain out of the measuring spoon.
We probably need a bigger bowl for that.
Probably. You
But
do
since
it
we don't have that here at a TV station.
I'm sure people at home have their own kitchen and utensils to make
Exactly.
this happen.
We'll move these out of the way so the camera can see.
So how many was that? Were you counting? Was that 6? As you can see, Jonathan, after mixing in the honey, this is what your mixture will look like. Pretty much the same with a little bit of color in there. But
Yeah.
you can also add some more lime zest, but we don't have that, so we're not going to use it. The next thing you want to do is to start to layer in your small bowls. Go ahead and put a little bit of yogurt in the bottom of one.
Some red stuff in it.
Some good stuff. I promise we didn't bleed on this. Just from the berries.
So you just put a little bit in the bottom of the bowls, correct?
Yeah, just a little bit, just to give it.
And on the oh.
Okay, after you layer some yogurt in the bottom, you want to go ahead and put some berries. We're just going to do one for sake of time. Just put a few berries like that.
And again, this is a combination of blackberries, strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries.
Another thing it calls for is ginger or molasses cookies, and you can actually buy these. They're ginger snaps. You can get these at any grocery store, and you just want to layer that like so. And then again, we'll just use some of this yogurt pour over it. See how we're doing that, Jonathan?
Yes, it looks really good, surprisingly.
Yeah, we weren't for sure if this would turn out since we are the ones that are doing this. We don't have Dane with us this week, so we're trying out some new jobs.
And this is kind of recipe. You can alternate fruits. Just use whatever you like. Anything will work with this. Correct, Jane?
Correct. This is to your liking. Maybe some more cookies on top. Just layer it as much as you want to fill your bowl. And it goes in there. And we'll put our last layer of yogurt on the top. And now you have your honey yogurt parfait.
That looks really good. Now, do you have to let this set?
Nope, it's pretty much ready to eat.
That looks really good.
You want to try a bite?
I think we should. Just use some of this. It has some fruit juice on it. It's really good. It's really good. All right. Well, that's our our summer segment for this week. Stay tuned next week for yet another summer segment. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, and next week we will be talking about some lawn and gardening tips, so you want to tune in for that. Remember, if you see news happening or have a story idea, give us a call here at the station at 539-4371 or email us at ch19@cumberlandcollege.edu. You have a good evening and a good weekend. Good night.
The strong values and leadership skills Robert M. Gates learned as an Eagle Scout have stayed with him his whole life. As director of the Central Intelligence Agency and as an advisor to 5 presidents. And guess what? He's still advising some pretty impressive people today. Strong values, strong leaders, scouting where character counts.
Experience authentic Southern dining in a relaxing atmosphere at the Athenaeum Restaurant located inside the Cumberland Inn and Museum just off I-75 at Exit 11 in Williamsburg, Kentucky. Try our Chef's Nightly Special, delightful buffet, or order from a variety of menu choices served to you with Southern hospitality by Cumberland College students. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner served daily. For reservations, call 1-800-315-0286 or 539-4105.
First Baptist Church of Williamsburg is striving to teach young minds to share God's love all over the world. Good evening, I'm Pamela Woody. Over the past month and a half, I've taken an extensive look at the ministry of cards and the people involved in this Channel 19 top story.
Young minds are learning that when it comes to spreading God's love, size doesn't matter. The 4- and 5-year-old class at First Baptist Church in Williamsburg has pioneered a ministry that sends gestures of love and goodwill throughout the community.
It wasn't unusual for the class to create cards as part of their Sunday school routine, but preschool teacher J.L. Hamlin didn't realize what was happening until one of the students questioned the verse he had just written on a card.
He looked up at me and he said, "Mr. J.L., what does that say?" And I told him, I said, "Y'all are going to have to forgive me because I forget that you can't read." And I said, "What it says is, I hope this makes you smile, if only for a little while." And he looked up and said, "Well, it rhymes. You think you're a poet?" And I thought, well, I guess I've been doing this for about 30 years. I guess it could be.
As a result of pure accident and a child's curiosity, the ministry of cards was born.
I went home that week thinking about that, and I said, Lord, I've never used the gift that you've given me as a gift back to you. And I thought, well, this is one way that I can take the ability to be able to write and share it with my kids and get them to give of themselves.
Primarily, the design of the card is gender-based and then is tailored to fit the specific need of the recipient.
For ladies, I use flowers a lot, different types of flowers, different just flowers. For a man, I'll use most of the time a cross with some flowers at the bottom.
Though the materials used to make the cards may appear simplistic, JL uses his artistic flair to create intricate and personalized covers.
and everything's made out of construction paper. If the flowers are cut out, then I've used different colors of the paper, which makes the cards unique in a way. They're handmade. Even though, like I say, we don't have time for the kids to get completely involved in that, the card is individually made, and it's full of love.
A small gold ribbon found in a church pew sparked the idea of including one in the card along with a written insert.
I thought, well, we could put one of these in our card and let it be a bookmark in their Bible for two reasons. First of all, to let them know that each time they seen it, that someone was praying for them. And second of all, to if they're not accustomed to reading the Bible, maybe the ribbon will get them to pull the Bible out.
While cards are sent to those who are ill, people have also received them for other occasions as well.
And I didn't want to get the notion that every card that we sent out was for someone sick. So I started branching out and saying that we could do cards for any reason.
These occasions can include weddings, birthdays, congratulations, or a simple get well soon gesture.
We do them because we like them, and we want to give cards that people that are sick and their parents are at the hospital.
Despite a recipient's circumstances for receiving a card, Benton says that the main reason for sending them is love.
We draw on the cards and we put a little note and it says something to people that are sick, or we can just do it for love.
Preschool class member Rachel Raines is having a card sent to her grandmother for a very important reason.
Because she's been feeling bad.
The Ministry of Cards is not limited to the members of First Baptist Church, but reaches people all throughout the world. Many cards have been sent out and touched many people, and still many more are yet to come.
Kay Hill, owner of Mary's Flower Shop in downtown Williamsburg, was chosen to receive one of these very special treasures. Her longtime friendship with J.L. and his knowledge of her illness forged a connection between Kay and his preschool class. The ultimate result was more than just a handmade card. It was a child-sent gesture of prayer and love.
J.L. and I are very good friends, so when he heard about my illness, he'd call me and come by to see me.
Though Kay was familiar with the card ministry and its work throughout the community, she never anticipated being selected to receive such special blessings.
I was surprised, but yet J.L. told me about their ministry, and I was just pleased that they had chosen me to be one of the card receivers.
While striving to teach the children valuable life lessons, the ministry proves to the recipients that even young children can make a difference.
It's made me think that even small children, realize that people's ill, and through prayer and gifts, it uplifts people.
Since the receipt of her card less than a year ago, Kay stays in correspondence with the class members through visits, phone calls, and the giving of occasional treats.
JL comes by, and then I talk to Benton some, and he's come by the store here to see me, and then I've been up to his house, and then I went to visit the class on Easter.
The floral designed card is proudly displayed at the flower shop in its own prominent place. Reading it not only provides an occasional pick-me-up, but serves as a constant reminder of the power of prayer.
I'm just very proud of those children and proud of JL that he is teaching those children about caring for other people and thinking about them, and that through prayer things change. Prayer changes lots of things, and it also changes the people.
The selfless nature of this ministry teaches the children to give of themselves and also focus on the lives and needs of others.
Benton is 5, and I think so much not thinking about himself, but thinking about others and God's love and how God's love works through the card ministry and reaching out to others that way.
Though the children are the ones directly involved in making the cards, parents play an important role of reinforcing the lessons taught by JL and the ministry.
Just re-emphasizing to Benton or the child that how much the person that receives the cards can benefit from them, and when Benton goes and visits the person that sent the card, how much it helps them and lifts their spirits.
Like Susan, most parents would agree that JL's work should be an ongoing project.
I think it's a wonderful ministry that JL has started with the cards, and I think it should be continued. I feel like the people that receive the cards really benefit from them, and they are uplifted, and it's just a great ministry.
The Ministry of Cards has been in existence since March 11 of 2001. Since then, over 250 cards have been sent out to the people in the community, other states, and overseas. As a result of this ministry, other churches have started similar programs. As these children grow up, this is one experience they can reflect upon and know they were a part of something truly special. Stay tuned. We'll be right back in just a moment.
After you die, your organs can help people with lung disease to breathe, people with heart conditions to live, and make it possible for the blind to see. So the only question is, what good will they do you?
Students in these counties may qualify for a Bert T. Combs Scholarship to Cumberland College in Williamsburg, Kentucky.
You end up virtually with your whole college education paid for.
Combined with other types of financial assistance, it may pay the entire tuition cost at Cumberland College. Get more information by calling 1-800-343-1609.
You get some information on the Bert T. Combs, fill out the application and see where it goes from there. Cumberland is an experience that they'll never regret.
Cumberland College is all about discovery.
The strong values and leadership skills Robert M. Gates learned as an Eagle Scout have stayed with him his whole life. As director of the Central Intelligence Agency and as an advisor to 5 presidents. And guess what? He's still advising some pretty impressive people today. Strong values, strong leaders, scouting where character counts.
If you've been stopped on US 25 recently, chances are you've been caught in the work on the new Williamsburg sewer plant. Plans include installation of lines to Interstate 75 in Goldbuck. With the funds on hand, the lines will stop just past the Whitley County High School campus, and then final funding will be used to extend the lines along US 25 West past the new elementary school, the U.S. Consular Center, and to exit 15. The project is expected to be finished in the late 2003 or early 2004. Nearly 5 years after a fatal crash on Kentucky 92 East, the driver pled guilty. Tuesday morning, Gary Reynolds entered a plea to a reduced charge of reckless homicide and 2 counts of second-degree assault. Reynolds' plea agreement calls for him to consecutively serve 5 years on each count. While no alcohol was involved, excessive speed was to blame in the crash. Most women would agree that you can never have too much jewelry. Thursday, Dr. Jean Hunt of the Cumberland College Psychology Department had jewelry displayed created by her friends, founders of the Global Village Designs Company. Each piece is an original hand-created design made out of beads from all over the world. Adam Sitnick and Imani Whitehawk's multicultural backgrounds are reflected in their work and show the various cultures can come together to create something beautiful. If you would like to know more about Global Village Designs, call Dr. Jean Hunt at extension 9077. When we come back, Jonathan Lawson joins us to take a look at the weather and the 5-day forecast.
Obviously, he's already nipped at your hair.
Cumberland College in Williamsburg, Kentucky is the college with the curriculum for the 21st century, integrating high technology with individual instruction. Cumberland is different by design and is a college for keen minds, warm hearts, and helping hands. Cumberland College, it's all about discovery. Telephone our admissions office at 1-800-343-1609 or visit our website.
Wow!
Don't bug out.
We had a little bit of unexpected weather earlier in the week. I think it was Wednesday evening, I believe, we had just a pure downpour.
It was horrible, and feel bad for the ones that were caught out in that.
I know, it wasn't predicted, was it?
Yes. But unfortunately, Pam, the rain, we haven't seen the last of the rain, so let's go ahead and take a look at the maps and see what we've got coming up. In our first map, you can see the U.S. current temperatures map. You can see precipitation gathering right here, moving this way. But right now, what's going to be affecting us today in the next couple of days is this patch of precipitation you see right there. As we move on to our next map, you can see how that will be affecting us. We have some thunderstorm warnings for the entire state of Kentucky, as well as over in Virginia, West Virginia, and moving on over into the Midwest. So thunderstorms warning, watch out for those. Let's go ahead and take a look at our 5-day forecast. On Saturday, we have scattered thunderstorms with a high of 83 and a low of 66. On Sunday, partly cloudy skies with a high of 87, and a low of 69. Then on Monday, isolated thunderstorms with a high of 87 and a low of 70. Then on Tuesday, isolated thunderstorms with a high of 83 and a low of 66. Then on Wednesday, partly cloudy skies with a high of 87 and a low of 69.
So we can expect a lot of rain, but it doesn't look like temperatures are going to be cooling down a whole lot.
Right, so, it's bittersweet.
Okay.
We'll be right back in just a moment.
Just off I-75 at exit 11 in Williamsburg, Kentucky, the Cumberland Inn offers the finest in food and lodging with spacious suites and rooms, plus banquet rooms and conference facilities for your special events. The Athenaeum Restaurant offers a delightful buffet, as well as a variety of menu choices for your dining pleasures. While at the Cumberland Inn, stop by the Cumberland Museum and Gift Shop. For reservations, call 1-800-315-0286 or visit our website.
And vegetables. You ought to eat more of them. Yeah, eating 5 servings a day is a great way to stay healthy. You'll feel better and you'll have energy, too. Yeah, that's what the people from the National Cancer Institute say. After all, you are what you eat.
A tax increase in Tennessee could prove profitable for Kentucky, especially in Williamsburg and Whitley County. Only a day after the 1% sales tax jump went into effect, more and more customers were traveling to this area to purchase items such as tobacco products and lottery tickets. Many area businesses anticipate that this tax hike will increase the number of out-of-state shoppers. And now for a short glimpse at the sports world. Wednesday, Cumberland College held the 18th annual Patriot Golf fundraising tournament at Crooked Creek Golf Course in London. The event featured a 4-person scramble, and prizes were awarded for closest to pin and hole-in-one on all par 3s. Landscaping is a favorite pastime for many during the summer, but those who are not blessed with a green thumb may have many questions. Laurel Gardens owner John Gill has answers. Channel 19 reporters Jamie Temple and Jonathan Lawson sat down with him to learn about summer gardening.
Welcome to our summer special segment. This week, Jamie and I are going to educate ourselves and the viewers in the art of gardening. And here to help us is John Gill from Laurel Gardens. John, thanks for having us.
You're quite welcome. Glad to have you here.
John, probably the first question that we would want to ask is, how do you choose a plant for the shade or the sunlight?
Well, there are a couple basic rules that you can follow, even if you're a novice gardener. The plant will give you some information on its own. As a basic rule, the larger the leaf of the plant, the less sun is required for that plant to do well. Nature always has exceptions to the rule. But the basic rule is if it's a broadleaf evergreen, it will tolerate shade. The bigger the leaf, the more shade that plant will tolerate. Sunshine is important to plants, so your real heavy shade-loving plants are going to be restricted to some of the broadleaf perennials like hostas, for example, hosta lilies. They will tolerate a great deal of shade in cool areas. Your hollies, including Japanese hollies, which has a leaf somewhat like a boxwood. But these are all plants that have bigger leaves. You think of rhododendrons, laurel, both mountain laurel and skip laurel, English laurel are broadleaf evergreens that will tolerate shade. Then as you get into your smaller leaf plants, which ranges through some of the hollies, the Japanese hollies that have very small leaves, some not as big as my fingernail, require a little bit more sun. And then you get into Chamaecyparis, false cypress, juniper, pines, your dwarf pines like dwarf mugo. These are all small leaf plants that require more sunshine. So that's a basic rule of thumb that you can follow. Now, one of the exceptions is the plants, the evergreen that's in the yew family. We call them taxus. Different names based on how they grow. Some are columnar, some pyramidal, some low spreading, some medium spreading. Are needle leaf evergreens that will tolerate some shade. So this is nature's little curveball.
How about water? How does that play a factor? Like if you're in drought conditions one summer, if you get more rain?
Well, water is a very important factor, particularly if you want to associate with your first question, shade. Shade means that you've got some large trees around, well-established plants that require a tremendous amount of water. And if you're doing a new planting in shady areas, you have to keep that in mind because the trees are going to rob the soil of all the moisture it can. So when you're looking at whether it be plants or a new lawn that you're putting in a shady or semi-shady area, it's going to take twice as much water as it would if they were out more in the open and not have that competition. Even though the shade makes it cooler, it's the moisture the water going into the ground and the trees, the tree roots taking that moisture up. So your plantings in those shady areas are going to require more water. When it comes to lawns, there are no really true shade lawns. And the more shade you have, the less grass you're going to have. When it comes to drought conditions, though, about lawns, probably when you get into severe droughts, you're better off not watering at all, as to water just a little bit. Because during hot weather, most of the grasses that do well in our part of the country, which would be bluegrasses and the fescues, fine fescues and tall fescues that are used for lawns, they will go dormant in the heat of summer. And if you just do occasional watering, you would just be encouraging the weeds rather than the grasses. Now, if you have an irrigation system or you're very diligent in watering and can be consistent in your watering, then you can water. But if you're just going to water occasionally during a severe drought, you're probably better off not watering at all and let the lawn go dormant.
I didn't either. A lot of people are looking for low maintenance type plants. Is there really a such thing as low maintenance gardening?
There is, it's relative. There is no kind of gardening where you're working with living plants that is maintenance free. Probably painted concrete would be the least amount of maintenance for, say, a lawn area, or plastic plants. And even plastic plants are not maintenance free because the sun will bleach out the color of these artificial plants, and you wind up having to throw them away too. But what you have to consider is those plants that are going to be fairly maintenance free, that aren't going to require a constant looking after, are the plants that grow slower. Then you're getting into your dwarf plant material, slow growing plants that you would prune. I classify low maintenance as plants that you would prune once a year. If you have to prune the plant 2 times a year or 3 or 4 times, like some privets That's a high maintenance plant, and privet is a plant that's used typically for hedges. And we've had customers where we've had to prune hedges 3 and 4 times a year to keep them neat because they grow that much. That's a high maintenance situation. Low maintenance would be a plant that you could get by with pruning once a year. That can vary just a little bit depending on certain situations and the homeowner's other responsibilities. But anything that you put in your landscape around your house, in your yard, that is living, is going to grow, it's going to require some maintenance.
Next week, Channel 19 will air part 2 of the Laurel Garden segment, so you want to be sure and tune into that. So all the rain that's predicted in the forecast will actually help all these gardens and lawns.
Yeah, I'm sure the plants like the rain a lot more than we do, Pam.
I'm sure they do. So, like you said, take an umbrella out if you're going to be out, because you surely don't want to get caught in the rain.
And as we learned earlier this week, you never know when the rain's going to hit.
That's true. Thanks, Jonathan. If you have any newsworthy story ideas or suggestions, please contact us here at the station at 539-4371 or email us at ch19@cumberlandcollege.edu. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.
My husband packed the children and left. I had no idea where they were, but none of that mattered. All that mattered was smoking crack.
How can somebody that supposedly has so much be so miserable and keep throwing his life away?
And I remember my mother saying to me one day, "You're going to die if you don't get help." I wanted to have my life back and my family back. And that's when my mother found Narconon.
If you or someone you love has a drug or alcohol problem, call Narconon Arrowhead today.
Students in these counties may qualify for a Bert T. Combs Scholarship to Cumberland College in Williamsburg, Kentucky.
You end up virtually with your whole college education paid for.
Combined with other types of financial assistance, it may pay the entire tuition cost at Cumberland College. Get more information by calling 1-800-343-1609.
Get some information on the Bert T. Combs, fill out the application, and see where it goes from there. Cumberland is an experience that they'll never regret.
Cumberland College is all about discovery.
One regional program is giving children with cancer a chance for a normal life. This is the Channel 19 Top Story. I'm Jonathan Lawson. Cancer doesn't discriminate even against children. Cancer treatments have many side effects, including the loss of hair. But this program creates wigs to help even the smallest patients feel better about their appearance.
Similar to the Locks of Love program, Wigs for Kids allows those with a giving spirit to help children fulfill a very special need.
Wigs for Kids is an organization out of Ohio that makes wigs out of real hair that people donate for cancer patients. We currently work with Great Clips. It's in Corbin. It's from the Trademark Shopping Center. And she actually cuts their hair free if they donate their hair to Wigs for Kids. And they make real hair wigs for kids and people who have cancer.
The Whitley County Health Department also has several events for the community coming up in the next couple of weeks. The department is holding a free diabetes class on July 30th at 6 p.m. at the Williamsburg office. The Knoxville Breast Center mobile unit is coming to the Corbin office on August 8th between 8:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. For those looking to help cancer patients in the area, the health department is looking for volunteers with sewing experience to make bandanas, turbans, and pillows. For questions, please call the Whitley County Health Department in Williamsburg at 549-3380 or in Corbin at 528-5613. Last month, a San Francisco court ruled that including the phrase "under God" in the Pledge of Allegiance violated the First Amendment. Even though enforcement of the decision has been stayed pending appellate review, the decision has sparked national discussion. Channel 19 has the opinion of one campus administrator.
Dr. Colgrove, there's been a lot of controversy lately with the Pledge of Allegiance, especially with the phrase "under God." What is your opinion about this controversy?
Well, Pam, it'll only be my opinion, but I really don't see where the controversy is. At least personally, there's not much room for controversy there. That pretty well sums it up. I mean, we are a nation under God, and the individuals who penned that and made it part of our pledge many, many years ago, I think back in the 50s, I think they were doing a good thing. It's a very descriptive phrase, and our nation is a nation under God. Our money says, "In God we trust," and I don't see why our pledge can't say "one nation under God." I've been a little disturbed about that. I heard a story recently about a school, and it wasn't a school around here. It was in another state, in fact, where they really didn't encourage the students to participate and didn't encourage them to stand during the pledge, and made it kind of a very insignificant part of what was going on there. I personally like to see individuals, young people and older people, pay proper respect, and I think by pledging the flag and standing and doing all those things, I think it teaches respect for our nation, respect for our leaders, and the proper respect that should be paid.
Not only do you feel this way as an American, but also a part of America's military too.
Well, I've had 29 years, just finished 29 years, starting on my 30th year of military service. And it's a very important thing for not only our military members to participate in those kinds of things as they do, but also to see others doing that. I think it's a statement of support. It's a statement of solidarity, and unfortunately, a very tragic thing had to take place, but we've seen a lot more interest in this type of thing, and a lot more people flying the flag and paying proper tribute, and being what many of us would call good Americans.
Right. And once again, in your opinion, how do you think this could affect the country if it was decided to remove that phrase from the pledge?
Well, I'm confident that it won't be removed, so I'm not really anticipating that taking place. I think there are enough right-thinking people who will not allow that to happen. I think that's not going to become an issue. It's an issue for discussion now. It's a situation where a minority of the people who don't like the pledge the way it is now are being very verbal about it, and they're receiving a lot of notoriety and a lot of news coverage. But I think when all's said and done, the right-thinking people in leadership positions will not allow that to happen. I'm confident that they won't. I just got back from 2 weeks of duty at the Army War College in Pennsylvania. And I can tell you right now, from spending 2 weeks with those individuals, very senior leaders in the United States Army, that the show of patriotism and the support is greatly appreciated. And I think this country has a rich heritage of doing this type of thing, of pulling together, of doing what's necessary to accomplish the task. And I am certain that this is what will happen this time. We are one nation under God, and I think that's what makes all the difference in the world.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Dr. Colgrove.
Thank you, Pam.
When 19 News returns, Pamela Woody gives us an update on the weather and the 5-day forecast.
After you die, your organs can help people with lung disease to breathe, people with heart conditions to live, and make it possible for the blind to see. So the only question is, what good will they do you?
Students in these counties may qualify for a Bert T. Combs Scholarship to Cumberland College in Williamsburg, Kentucky.
You end up virtually with your whole college education paid for.
Combined with other types of financial assistance, it may pay the entire tuition cost at Cumberland College. Get more information by calling 1-800-343-1609.
Get some information on the Bert T. Combs, fill out the application and see where it goes from there. Cumberland is an experience that they'll never regret.
Cumberland College is all about discovery.
The strong values and leadership skills Robert M. Gates learned as an Eagle Scout have stayed with him his whole life. As director of the Central Intelligence Agency and as an advisor to 5 presidents. And guess what? He's still advising some pretty impressive people today. Strong values, strong leaders, scouting where character counts.
Welcome back. Pam has joined us in the studio. Pam, it feels hot outside.
It is. Temperatures today reached a high of 80 degrees, but with humidity at a level of 76%, it felt a lot hotter than that. So now we're going to take a look at our maps and see what's in the forecast. On our current surface map, you see you have a low front here moving out of the country toward the Atlantic, but following it we have a high pressure front coming in, which would continue to bring high temperatures into the area. On the Doppler map, you can see all over the state here, especially down here in the Laurel County and Whitley County area, there is no precipitation in the state. Looking at the rainfall map, since there is no precipitation in the forecast as of now, when it is expected, you can see down here only a little bit in this area, 1 to maybe 2 inches. Now we're going to take a look at our 5-day forecast. On Saturday, we have isolated thunderstorms with a high of 87 and a low of 68. On Sunday, partly cloudy skies with a high of 91 and a low of 67. On Monday, once again, partly cloudy skies with a high of 90 and a low of 66. On Tuesday, isolated thunderstorms, a high reaching 88 and a low 65. And finally on Wednesday, partly cloudy skies again with a high of 88 and a low of 66.
Well, Pam, I noticed that rain keeps popping up in the 5-day forecast. It's like having spring in July.
It is. Just have little storms and showers popping up here and there, and a lot of rain's going to raise the humidity level, which we have some temperatures reaching into the 90s.
All right, well, as always, thank you, Pam.
Thank you.
Coming up next, an update on campus construction. Stay with us.
Obviously, he's already nipped at your hair.
Cumberland College in Williamsburg, Kentucky is the college with the curriculum for the 21st century, integrating high technology with individual instruction. Cumberland is different by design and is a college for keen minds, warm hearts, and helping hands. Cumberland College, it's all about discovery. Telephone our admissions office at 1-800-343-1609 or visit our website.
Wow!
Don't bug out.
A local church's Sunday school class has found a way to brighten the lives of those around them. Here is the amazing story of the Ministry of Cards.
Young minds are learning that when it comes to spreading God's love, size doesn't matter. The 4- and 5-year-old class at First Baptist Church in Williamsburg has pioneered a ministry that sends gestures of love and goodwill throughout the community.
The Ministry of Cards is not limited to the members of First Baptist Church, but reaches people all throughout the world. Many cards have been sent out and touched many people, and still many more are yet to come.
Flower Shop in downtown Williamsburg was chosen to receive one of these very special treasures. Her longtime friendship with J.L. and his knowledge of her illness forged a connection between Kay and his preschool class. The ultimate result was more than just a handmade card. It was a child-sent gesture of prayer and love.
I'm just very proud of those children and proud of J.L. that he is teaching those children about caring for other people and thinking about them, and that through prayer things change. prayer changes lots of things, and it also changes the people.
The Ministry of Cards has been in existence since March 11, 2001, and since then over 250 cards have been sent out to people in the community, other states, and some overseas. As a result of this ministry, other churches have started similar programs. As these children grow up, they can reflect upon this experience and know that they were a part of something truly special. Reporting for Channel 19, I'm Pamela Woody.
The closer we get to the upcoming school year, the more the appearance of the campus changes. This summer, various crews of construction workers and maintenance staff are working to get the campus ready for another school year. An area is being filled in with dirt in preparation of a new building for the college. While construction for the building hasn't begun, many other changes on campus are already complete. 5 clocks have been added to the side of the O. Wayne Rollins Center, displaying the time of Williamsburg, Tokyo, Jerusalem, London, and Los Angeles. A flagpole has been put in place of the bell that was removed at the end of last semester. Crosswalk lights have also been placed on campus. The 2 lights are along a Main Street crosswalk where students travel back and forth from housing to classes. A block structure is being constructed on Maple Street. The structure is rumored to be a clock tower. The BCC has also experienced renovations, including new ceiling and floor tile for the Wigwam Grill. We'll bring you more about the campus construction as it develops. More than 200,000 children are injured on playground equipment each year. After being made aware of this, Lowe's Heroes of Corbin, a local safety volunteer program, is installing new playground equipment and making interior renovations to the Cornerstone Christian Academy on Saturday. Anyone interested in the program can contact Lowe's in Corbin at 528-8500. Up next, a familiar face returns. Trevor Grigsby joins us with a look at this week's sports.
Just off I-75 at exit 11 in Williamsburg, Kentucky, the Cumberland Inn offers the finest in food and lodging with spacious suites and rooms, plus banquet rooms and conference facilities for your special events. The Athenaeum Restaurant offers a delightful buffet, as well as a variety of menu choices for your dining pleasures. While at the Cumberland Inn, stop by the Cumberland Museum and Gift Shop. For reservations, call 1-800-315-0286 or visit our website.
Fruits and vegetables. You know, you ought to eat more of them. Yeah, eating 5 servings a day is a great way to stay healthy. You'll feel better and you'll have energy, too. Yeah, that's what the people from the National Cancer Institute say. After all, you are what you eat.
All right, welcome back, Trevor. We've had lots of people in that chair this summer. It's good to have a familiar face back.
Well, it's good to be back. You know, I've been away for a while, but it's nice to come back and keep up with what's going on here in town and with the school and everything. So just some neat things going on sports-wise. You know, during the summer you've got camps and all this other stuff. So let's get right into it.
All right.
Last week, young men ranging from ages 10 to 18 took part in a week-long wrestling camp hosted by the Patriots head coach, Jess Wilder. Campers came from all around southeastern United States, including Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Current and former wrestlers also did their part to help out with the camp, including former NAIA national champions Michael Irving and Andy Metters. Athletes were broken up into 4 separate groups that included beginners, intermediate, advanced, and elite. They took part in technique clinics, situation drills, and even live matches. Coach Wilder was very excited about the camp and said that the future of Cumberland wrestling looks very promising. Meanwhile, the Patriots football squad is looking forward to its season opener against Morehead State on August the 31st. They've announced the signing of 63 new players for the 2002-2003 season, most of whom played their high school right here in the state of Kentucky. Head coach Chuck King says that he's anxious to get started with the newcomers. We feel the quality of students combined with their athletic ability will be a good fit, King said. Everybody involved seemed confident that the program is headed in the right direction and will have a successful season. Turning now to high school, the Corbin Red Hounds have named Jeff Gorman their new head baseball coach. The position was vacated by Randall Sawyers, who had been the Red Hounds coach for 18 seasons. Gorman accepted the job after spending 10 years in the Corbin dugout as an assistant coach. He'll take control of a club that finished the 2002 campaign with a record of 30-9 and a loss to Middlesboro in the region championship. Gorman says he's ready to take over an organization Coach Sawyers spent 18 years trying to build and hopes to maintain the success of the storied Red Hounds program. And finally, on to another storied program. The Whitley County Colonels thought they might have to settle for an 8-game schedule for the upcoming season. August the 23rd and October the 25th were actually open dates. However, Mike Campbell announced recently that those slots had been filled with 2 engagements with Cincinnati-Aiken, a Division II school in Cincinnati, Ohio. Though it's unusual to play a team twice a season, let alone one from out of state, it does fill out the 10-game schedule, which has been one of Coach Campbell's primary concerns in the off-season. The Colonels will open their season with the start of school next month. Also, just a quick reminder, Williamsburg Little League football sign-ups are going to be held tomorrow, July the 27th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Rose Stanfield football field. All local children who are interested are encouraged to come out and sign up for the upcoming Little League football season. So, Jonathan, we've got a lot of neat stuff going on. Even though there's no sports programs here at Cumberland in action right now, there's off-season moves all over the place, and that makes for some pretty interesting news.
Well, I being a graduate from Whitley County, I can't wait to see how those games with Aiken turns out.
Yeah, those should be interesting.
Thank you, Trevor. Okay, and up next, the final summer special segment. Stay with us.
Experience authentic Southern dining in a relaxing atmosphere at the Athenaeum Restaurant located inside the Cumberland Inn and Museum just off I-75 at Exit 11 in Williamsburg, Kentucky. Try our Chef's Nightly Special, Delightful Buffet, or order from a variety of menu choices served to you with Southern hospitality by Cumberland College students. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner served daily. For reservations, call 1-800-315-0286 or 539-4105. Experience authentic Southern dining in a relaxing atmosphere at the Athenaeum Restaurant located inside the Cumberland Inn and Museum just off I-75 at Exit 11 in Williamsburg, Kentucky. Try our Chef's Nightly Special, Delightful Buffet, or order from a variety of menu choices served to you with Southern hospitality by Cumberland College students. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner served daily. For reservations, call 1-800-315-0286 or 539-4105.
Vehicle registration renewal has never been easier for Kentuckians. Motorists can now renew the registration of their vehicle online. Although this process saves time, it will cost a few more dollars than going to the county clerk's office. At this time, the process is limited to motorists who get their insurance through one of 4 companies participating. But the amount of companies wanting to take part is growing. Vehicle owners should check with their insurance company to see if this option is available or visit kyrenew.com. Last week in our special summer segment, Jamie Temple and I were learning the art of gardening from Laurel Gardens owner John Gill. Here's the second installment of that interview.
People often ask me, when is the best time of the year to plant? Now there's a catch-22 involved there. The best possible time of year to plant is the fall. Now the problem with fall planting is that you don't have the best selection in the fall. Like so many other industries, the nursery industry is driven by economics. As people would say, follow the money, you know. And that's what's done in the nursery industry as well. The natural scenario with our seasons in this part of the country is that in the winter we're all cooped up and we're in our houses and we're getting away from the cold weather. And when spring comes and the weather gets nice, we want out and we want to work in our yard and we want to see color. And so that's how the nursery industry is geared up to respond to that. And so your best selection for plant material is in the spring. The best time to plant is in the fall. When you're in this business, in the landscape construction and installation business, you cannot work under optimum conditions, so you have to change things accordingly. For example, yesterday, this is not the best time of year to move a plant, to dig it up out of the ground and move it, because you can shock the plant. But there are certain things that you can do to kind of take a little bit of the stress off the plant. There are products on the market that will help hold some of the moisture in the leaves when you move the plant, because you're going to cut the root system back and the plant's got to reestablish itself again. There are products on the market called anti-desiccants that you can spray on the leaves, and it sort of seals the leaves a little bit, not permanently, but long enough for the plant so you can reestablish the plant in a new location. It's not advisable, but every once in a while you run into situations where this has to be done. We had a job like that yesterday. We had to move several plants that had big, broad, beautiful leaves on them, and so we coated those leaves with a spray of a product called an anti-desiccant product, and then moved the plants. Today the plants were drooping just a little bit, not bad. If we'd not used anything, they'd have been drooping badly. But we think that we're going to be successful in moving those plants. In the winter, when plants are dormant, it's an ideal time to move them. So in the nursery business, particularly those trees and shrubs and plants that are grown in fields in rows are harvested while they're dormant or in the process of going dormant. When the sap is starting down in trees after the number of daylight hours begins to change, and it triggers certain physiological responses in a tree or shrub, and it begins to prepare for winter. When that preparation begins within that plant, the plant can be harvested. So you can start along about October into mid and late October, November. Nurserymen, tree farms will start harvesting their trees then that go on the market and into garden centers. And even though the selection is not as good in the fall, there could be a pretty good selection of fresh material coming in the fall that you can take and plant in your yard. I don't know, to further answer your question, on initial landscaping, we're talking about this little artificial scenario about landscaping a little place. Your first winter, the reason why it's easier and best to plant in the fall, you don't have to maintain as much in the wintertime as you do the summertime. So if you plant in the spring, you're going to have to work a little bit harder the summer as it is the first winter. But we recommend to our customers that they water their plants the first winter. Even the trees that shed their leaves, we call that deciduous plants. Whether it be a shrub or a tree, if it drops its leaves, it's a deciduous shrub or tree. Even when they drop all their leaves in winter, it's nice to get some moisture in the ground if we have a long dry spell, particularly if it's really cold. A really hard, dry cold will damage plants in the wintertime. So if you know in advance that we're going to have some really bad dry weather, cold weather, it's good to get out a few days before and put some moisture in the ground around the roots. It'll help the plants. But watering in the wintertime is once a month on that first winter. And then the following spring, you water a little bit. Early spring, nature will take care of things for you very well. As you get into late May and June, July and August, you'll want to water you want to water at least weekly. And the amount of water, it's difficult to say unless you know what your soil conditions are like. We would recommend that if you've got a medium-sized tree, let's say it's 12 to 15 feet, it should have a minimum of 5 gallons of water put on it each week. A shrub, you can get back to a small shrub, a gallon. A larger shrub, 2 or 3 gallons of water per week, slowly. Not let it run off of the ground, but run off there into the soil right around the root system.
All right, guys, that was our last summer segment special. But this is also a special newscast for us. Our producer, Deborah Atkins, has decided to move on and This will be her last newscast as our producer.
Deborah, we wish you well and best wishes. Good luck wherever you go in your new endeavors.
That's right. We certainly hate to see you go, but we do wish you the best in whatever you do. Come back.
We have a small token for Deborah. We have some roses.
Roses here.
And just remember, if you see news happening or have a story idea, please contact us here at the station at 539-4371 or email us at ch19@cumberlandcollege.edu. I believe, guys, we have some cake to go eat.
We do.
In Deborah's honor. So you guys have a good evening, and we'll see you next week.
My husband packed the children and left. I had no idea where they were, but none of that mattered. All that mattered was smoking crack.
How can somebody that supposedly has so much be so miserable and keep throwing his life away?
And I remember my mother saying to me one day, "You're going to die if you don't get help." I wanted to have my life back and my family back. And that's when my mother found Narconon.
If you or someone you love has a drug or alcohol problem, call Narconon Arrowhead today.
Students in these counties may qualify for a Bert T. Combs Scholarship to Cumberland College in Williamsburg, Kentucky.
You'd end up virtually with your whole college education paid for.
Combined with other types of financial assistance, it may pay the entire tuition cost at Cumberland College. Get more information by calling 1-800-343-1609.
Get some information on the Bert T. Combs, fill out the application and see where it goes from there. Cumberland is an experience that they'll never regret.
Cumberland College is all about discovery.
Williamsburg floodwaters are not as bad as first thought. This is the Channel 19 top story. Good evening, I'm Pamela Woody. Although the floodwaters that rose drastically the last few days caused some damage, it could have been much worse. According to reports given by the National Weather Service, the Cumberland River was expected to reach 40.6 feet in Williamsburg. This caused great alarm among the city, but fortunately the waters crested around 29.4 feet sometime Tuesday afternoon. The amount of water caused city officials to block off portions of George Hayes Road, 10th Street, and Briar Creek Park. Hopefully, if no more rain comes, the water levels should continue to recede. It would appear that Sheriff Lawrence Hodge and his deputies have been working overtime cracking down on the drug problem in the county, but he would say it's all part of the job. Last week, while executing a search warrant on a residence at Pennington Lane, officers discovered a partial meth lab. Though the lab was in the process of being disassembled at the time of its discovery, Hodge says the case is still under investigation. Although arrest warrants were served, no arrests have yet been made. Stay tuned, we'll have more news when we return.
Good job.
Look, it's a giraffe.
I don't see it.
The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
Just off I-75 at exit 11 in Williamsburg, Kentucky, the Cumberland Inn offers the finest in food and lodging with spacious suites and rooms, plus banquet rooms and conference facilities for your special events. The Athenaeum Restaurant offers a delightful buffet, as well as a variety of menu choices for your dining pleasures. While at the Cumberland Inn, stop by the Cumberland Museum and Gift Shop. For reservations, call 1-800-315-0286 or visit our website.
In order to help balance state budgets, Governor Paul Patton released numerous prisoners last December, but one may be headed back to jail. Monday morning, 29-year-old convicted felon Larry Jones of Williamsburg was arrested after a wreck on US 25 West. He was charged with driving under the influence, having no operator's license, and no insurance. He and his passenger both suffered minor injuries in the crash. Today was a little bit warmer than it has been, and floodwaters have begun to recede. But is there more rain in the forecast, or will the warmer weather prevail? We'll find out when we take a look at the 5-day forecast and the weather coming up next.
Plastic ones last longer.
Pork bellies close steady due to speculation that demand for bacon-related products.
Read me this one, Daddy.
Okay, honey. The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
428 Essex, Polyp on the premises.
220, we're on it. Let's roll.
In there.
Yeah, we'll handle this, man.
What? We're ready to be very civil about this.
You never know when a polyp is going to show up. Get the polyp early and stop colon cancer before it even starts. Just get a test from your doctor. Get the test, get the polyp,
Nice surgeon's touch.
get the cure.
Properly inflating my tires burns less fuel and saves me money on gas. Yeah, I'm saving Mother Nature from pollution, but more importantly, she saved me $11. Ow!
Environmental defense. Get green.
By keeping my car regularly tuned, I save money on gas and repairs. That also means cleaner air. You know, feels good to help save the cash, planet.
Environmental defense. Get green. For more tips, go to getgreen.com.
To you, this is a place to hang a coat. To someone else, it's a place to teach a child a lesson he'll never forget. Preventing child abuse and neglect doesn't just mean reporting it. It means stopping it before it starts. Find out how at preventchildabuse.org or 1-800-CHILDREN. A child is helpless. You are not.
Well, Curtis, we were talking that hopefully the floodwaters can begin to recede a little bit more, but we've heard reports that it may be raining right now, I think.
Yes, currently it is raining. I sort of did a little rain dance beforehand because everybody said that ever since I've been doing this, it's been raining. But I can't help it. That's what Mother Nature gives us. So as we'll go to the map, I'll show you why it's raining. And we'll move on here, and I'll pull up our national forecast map. And as you can see, a lot of pink stuff, a lot of green stuff, that means precipitation. And all this is due to, well, as you can see, we have a low pressure system from the north that's moving through bringing cold air, and we have a low pressure system from the south bringing us warm air. And when warm and cold air mixes, we know it brings us precipitation. As you can see, the rain is moving over Kentucky right now, the northern part into Virginia also. They saw ice, I think it was like an inch of ice on the ground. Well, they're going to get some more freezing precipitation, and it's not going to be good for them. But for us, we're just going to see some rain. We go into our regional map here. You can see all this rain is going to push through, and as it pushes through, more rain, but hopefully it won't affect the floodwaters because they're starting to go down. Because as we know, Lake Williamsburg, which was Briar Creek Park, well, you know what's happening there. Again, as you can see here, the snow, ice mix, and we'll move into our 600 Doppler radar. You can see over Bowling Green and London, the rain's getting ready to come over top of us. You can see right down here in this little section of 75, that's where we're at. And up to the north here in Charleston, you can see up in Cincinnati, all they're getting is rain, sleet. But for us, the good news is warmer temperatures are around us right now, and we're just going to see rain. As we move into current temperatures, you can see in Dayton 33, in Washington, D.C. 42. That's going to be good because they got all that snow up there. 36 in Charleston, 36 in Louisville, and a warm 52 degrees in Knoxville. As we move into the 5-day forecast, you're going to see that on Thursday it's going to be 50 degrees, partly cloudy with a low of 37, a slight chance of rain, maybe 10% or so. On Friday, we're definitely going to have showers. High 57, a low of 38. On Saturday, we are looking at a thunderstorm moving in with a high of 54, a low of 25. And on Sunday, we are looking at a few snow showers, a high of 38, and a low of 25. And on Monday, we're probably going to see a 40% chance of light snow with a high of 34 and a low of a chilling 15 degrees.
It's going to be a pretty yucky weekend then with all the rain and the snow coming.
Really is, but you know we can always hope for better stuff coming up into next week.
That's right. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after the break.
Experience authentic Southern dining in a relaxing atmosphere at the Athenaeum Restaurant located inside the Cumberland Inn and Museum just off I-75 at Exit 11 in Williamsburg, Kentucky. Try our Chef's Nightly Special, delightful buffet, or order from a variety of menu choices served to you with Southern hospitality by Cumberland College students. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner served daily. For reservations, call 1-800-315-0286 or 539-4105.
Plastic ones last longer.
Pork bellies close steady due to speculation that demand for bacon-related products.
Read me this one, Daddy.
Okay, honey. The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
To you, this is a place to hang a coat. To someone else, it's a place to teach a child a lesson he'll never forget. Preventing child abuse and neglect doesn't just mean reporting it. It means stopping it before it starts. Find out how at preventchildabuse.org or 1-800-CHILDREN. A child is helpless. You are not.
428 Essex, polyp on the premises.
Good 20, we're on it. Let's roll.
In there.
Yeah, we'll handle this, man.
What?
We're ready to be very civil about this.
You never know when a polyp is going to show up. Get the polyp early and stop colon cancer before it even starts. Just get a test from your doctor. Get the test, get the polyp,
Nice surgeon's touch.
get the cure.
Tomorrow night, the Cumberland College Theater takes the stage for the opening night of Steel Magnolias. The cast of 6 portrays the whole production in Truby's Beauty Shop, which is considerably different from the movie version. The production will run from February 20th through the 22nd at 7:30 p.m. in the Conn Theater. Tickets can be purchased at the door or in advance by calling the theater box office at 539-4535. While Cumberland College wants its students to experience Kentucky, they also desire to expose you to the rest of the world. The Campus Activity Board will help in those efforts by hosting the Party Around the World.
We're just trying to represent, especially all the culturists that we have here on campus, just the students from different areas of the world, basically, that have come to school here.
I guess I'd probably promote Party Around the World with the 3 Fs. Fun, food, and fellowship. It's just going to seem to me it's going to be like a lot of fun. We're going to eat, and that's always a good way to bring people together.
Held in the cafeteria on February 25th will feature cultural dishes and decorations from around the globe. The Whitley County Colonels were in action against Middlesboro last night. Trevor Grigsby will have more on that game and other high school news up next in your Channel 19 Sports Report.
To you, this is a place to hang a coat. To someone else, it's a place to teach a child a lesson you'll never forget. Preventing child abuse and neglect doesn't just mean reporting it. It means stopping it before it starts. Find out how at preventchildabuse.org or 1-800-CHILDREN. A child is helpless. You are not.
Properly inflating my tires burns less fuel and saves me money on gas. Yeah, I'm saving Mother Nature from pollution, but more importantly, she saved me 11 bucks. Ow!
Environmental defense. Get green.
By keeping my car regularly tuned, I save money on gas and repairs. That also means cleaner air. You know, feels good to help save the cash, planet.
Environmental defense. Get green. For more tips, go to getgreen.com.
Just off I-75 at exit 11 in Williamsburg, Kentucky, the Cumberland Inn offers the finest in food and lodging with spacious suites and rooms, plus banquet rooms and conference facilities for your special events. The Athenaeum Restaurant offers a delightful buffet, as well as a variety of menu choices for your dining pleasures. While at the Cumberland Inn, stop by the Cumberland Museum and Gift Shop. For reservations, call 1-800-315-0286 or visit our website.
Good job.
Look, it's a giraffe.
I don't see it.
The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
Trevor, taking a look at the trivia question, the NASCAR Winston Cup, they head to Rockingham after a very wet race at Daytona.
That's right. It was the first race of the season last week, and then, you know, they go like 36 weeks, I think, through the whole season. So this you kind of get rolling for the guys in NASCAR. But we got a lot going on around here, you know, with basketball and baseball at the school and softball. But we're going to talk first about high school sports. So let's go ahead and get into that. As the boys head into the tournament time, momentum is something that can make or break a team. 3 area teams were in action last night as they tried to improve on their records and gear up for the 50th District Tournament that's going to be held in 2 weeks. As of yesterday, the Whitley County Colonels held a modest record of 12-9 on the season, not bad considering a tough 2003 schedule. Last night, they took on a feisty Middlesboro team that has been giving their opponents fits all season long, mostly by way of the three-pointer. But last night, it was the Colonels who went on a shooting spree and knocked off the Yellow Jackets 68-60. Junior Michael Petrie hit 4 consecutive threes in the fourth quarter to lift Whitley past Middlesboro. He finished the game with 26 points. Sophomore Jeremy Taylor also had a good game for the Colonels. He had 14 points in the win. Whitley County moves to 13-9 on the season and will host Southwestern Pulaski this Friday night. Elsewhere, Corbin won their third straight game with a victory over Everts. The Redhounds took the lead early and never looked back. Nearly every player on the Corbin roster got in the scoring column, but it was point guard Jeremy Farmer who put up a team-high 25 points as Corbin rolled 96-58. And finally, the Williamsburg Yellow Jackets were also in action last night as they traveled next door to McCreary Central. The Jackets were outmanned early, though, and lost the game 72-55. With the loss, Williamsburg dropped their 9th game of the season, but with 17 wins, they sit atop the 13th region, just above the Rockcastle County Rockets and the Redbird Cardinals, who are both 16-4. Well, last Thursday was a big day for a former Cumberland College wrestler and Channel 19 sports anchor. Roderick McLean was a contestant on the ABC show Are You Hot? The Search for America's Sexiest People. McLean currently resides in Chicago, Illinois, and has proudly represented the Northeast section of the United States in the American Idol-esque show. The Cumberland alumnus made the first 3 cuts of the show and was flown out to Hollywood, California for the final episode. There he was chosen as one of the final 8 contestants, but that was the end of the line for Roderick as he was sent packing early in the episode. Apparently McLean just wasn't sexy enough. It's time once again to see what's happening in the world of sports around the area, and for that we proudly welcome the return of the Sports on Deck. The men's and women's basketball teams will be in action tomorrow night when they'll take on Lambeth. If you want to make the trip to Jackson, Tennessee to support the Patriots, the women's game tips off at 6:45 and the men's game will follow at 8:45. Baseball season is underway. Like we mentioned, Coach Brad Shelton and his very talented squad of Patriots will take the field here at home in a 2-game series with Lake Erie College. Weather pending, the first game is going to be Friday afternoon and the second is going to be on Saturday. The first pitch will fly at 1 p.m. for each game. And finally, the Cumberland softball team is also in action this weekend. The ladies will host the Cumberland College Early Bird Tournament this Friday and Saturday. Tons of stuff going on. Also, Kentucky plays tonight. They play Arkansas down in Fayetteville, so lots of neat stuff going on.
So hopefully the rain will hold out for the softball team and the baseball team.
Hopefully, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if they got to play Saturday or not. Probably not. So I don't know if they played a game this year or not. But hopefully they'll get rolling pretty soon after all this rain dries up.
Well, I was actually at the Whitley County game last night going back to basketball. That was a pretty impressive game.
That is. Whitley County, they're not especially known for hitting 3-point shots. You know, a lot of 3-pointers, but they came back. You know, the storming comeback, 4 threes in the fourth quarter. That's good. That's good considering it's almost tournament time, and they're going to have to be playing like every day, you know, 3 or 4 days in a row if they go on in the tournament. So offense like that'll get them far.
It's a good job for them. We'll be right back after a quick break, but first, here's a look at what's coming up tonight on Channel 19.
Properly inflating my tires burns less fuel and saves me money on gas. Yeah, I'm saving Mother Nature from pollution, but more importantly, she saved me 11 bucks. Ow!
Environmental defense. Get green.
By keeping my car regularly tuned, I save money on gas and repairs. That also means cleaner air. You know, feels good to help save the cash, planet.
Environmental defense. Get green. For more tips, go to getgreen.com.
Plastic ones last longer.
Pork bellies close steady due to speculation that demand for bacon-related products.
Read me this one, Daddy.
Okay, honey. The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
Okay, Okay, so Curtis, you brought us a bad weather report. We were not wanting to hear about the rain and the snow coming up.
I can't help that, but you know, Mother Nature throws us a curveball. We just have to deal with it and go. I can't do anything about it.
So I enjoyed your little reference to Lake Williamsburg in your report a moment ago.
Yeah, that was the name that we gave it my freshman year when I first saw it flood. We were all like, wow, this is kind of cool. I was like, I wonder if I could take a jet ski on it. And then we saw the barriers on it, so we said, well, better not even think about that. And so
Cumberland could start a new sports team.
Yeah, they could have like a water skiing team or something. But you know, in the meantime, until we get a water skiing team, the basketball team is going to be in action at Lambeth tomorrow. Now they moved up to 8th in the country in the last poll release yesterday, so that's really great. And then coming up this Saturday, come the Georgetown Tigers. They come to Cumberland to play. So if you're a big fan of small college basketball, you can't get any better than Cumberland and Georgetown.
That's going to be a big game because the Georgetown Tigers are going to be on the prowl
right.
for a win.
They're going to be trying to get some revenge, but hopefully the Patriots can fend them off.
Right. Well, thank you for joining us this evening. Remember, your comments and opinions are important to us, so if you have any newsworthy story ideas or suggestions, please contact us here at the station at 539-4371 or email us at ch19@cumberlandcollege.edu. Have a wonderful evening, good night, and God bless.
Interstate I-75 and the Cumberland Parkway were closed this morning after the explosion at the CTA Acoustics plant in Corbin. This is our top story tonight on this Thursday, February the 19th edition of Channel 19 News. I'm Jennifer Roberts. There were 150 people in the plant at the time of the explosion. According to Baptist Regional Hospital Administrator John Henson, there were 44 of those people taken to hospitals and 11 are considered in critical condition. The explosion took place this morning at approximately 8 a.m. Corbin residents were evacuated from their homes and taken to the Corbin Convention Center where the Red Cross set up shelter.
TA plant in Corbin. Not long after the explosion, Corbin residents who lived within a mile radius of the plant were forced to evacuate their homes. Many people went to the Corbin Civic Center, where local organizations and the Tri-County Red Cross were providing food and temporary shelter. Many of the residents, including Ruby Hoskins, had been there since early morning.
We were asked to evacuate approximately after 9:15, so we came down here, and by the time we got through the traffic, it's probably about 9:30 we came down here.
A press conference held this afternoon did much to stop rumors of a possible cyanide leak, but emergency management teams are taking caution before allowing residents to return to their homes.
Amy Stroud joins us in the studio. You just got back from Corbin City Hall where they held a press conference?
Yes, I just returned from the press conference that they were holding in Corbin where the mayor of Corbin, Scott Williamson, and other emergency team management officials were there. And the main thing they're concerned with at this time is putting a stop to a lot of the rumors that have begun to circulate just moments after the explosion at the plant, and that was the release of cyanide gas into the atmosphere. That is not true. There is no truth to that. As of now, nothing harmful has been released into the atmosphere, but they're not letting people back into their homes until they are sure that everything is okay. People within a mile radius of the home were evacuated very shortly after the plant exploded, just to be sure. Now, I did also have a chance to go to the Corbin Civic Center where they are setting up temporary shelter, and food is being brought in for those people who have had to evacuate their homes. But the situation right now, as of a couple hours ago, is much more calm than it was about 10 o'clock this morning.
Well, we really thank you, Amy, for joining us.
Thank you.
In other news, the Cumberland College Theater Department presented their first showing of Steel Magnolias Wednesday afternoon. The Conn Theater filled quickly. By 5 p.m., the show was officially sold out. For those of you who have not seen the production, there are 2 more shows scheduled for Thursday and Friday. The cost of admission is free and for students and $3 for all others. The show begins at 7:30. If you would like more information, you can contact the ticket office at 539-4535. After a week of flooding and rain, what's next for our weather forecast? When we return, we will take a quick look at this week's 5-day forecast, so stay tuned.
Plastic ones last longer.
Pork bellies close steady due to speculation that demand for bacon-related products.
Read me this one, Daddy.
Okay, honey. The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
Just off I-75 at exit 11 in Williamsburg, Kentucky, the Cumberland Inn offers the finest in food and lodging with spacious suites and rooms, plus banquet rooms and conference facilities for your special events. The Athenaeum Restaurant offers a delightful buffet, as well as a variety of menu choices for your dining pleasures. While at the Cumberland Inn, stop by the Cumberland Museum and gift shop. For reservations, call 1-800-315-0286 or visit our website. Experience authentic Southern dining in a relaxing atmosphere at the Athenaeum Restaurant, located inside the Cumberland Inn and Museum, just off I-75 at exit 11 in Williamsburg, Kentucky. Try our Chef's Nightly Special, delightful buffet, or order from a variety of menu choices served to you with Southern hospitality by Cumberland College students. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner served daily. For reservations, call 1-800-315-0286 or 539-4105.
Properly inflating my tires burns less fuel and saves me money on gas. Yeah, I'm saving Mother Nature from pollution, but more importantly, she saved me 11 bucks. Ow!
Environmental defense. Get green.
By keeping my car regularly tuned, I save money on gas and repairs. That also means cleaner air. You know, feels good to help save the cash, planet.
Environmental defense. Get green. For more tips, go to getgreen.com.
Looks like the rain will continue to fall in our area. Today we saw temperatures in the lower 40s, only reaching about 42 degrees. For tonight, expect to see things cool off to about 37 degrees. Friday, a chance of rain once again is high at 60%. The highs should warm up a bit at around 57 degrees. The lows should be around 38 degrees. On Saturday, expect even more rain with highs at 54 degrees and lows in the mid to lower 20s. Sunday, expect that precipitation to turn into snow. The temperature will be around 38 degrees with lows in the mid to upper 20s. For Monday, expect to see a slight chance of snow flurries as well, with highs of around 34 degrees and lows around 15 degrees. Last, on Tuesday, expect partly cloudy skies and temperatures around 26 degrees and lows in the lower teens. On another note, the women's and men's swim teams are competing in the Rollins Center tonight, beginning at around 5 p.m. Also, for those of you who are interested in becoming a resident assistant for the fall 2003 or spring 2004 school year, tomorrow is the last day to apply. Mrs. Linda Carter is hosting a meeting at 10 a.m. in the BCC Grill, and attendance is required. The college internet service is currently down, and it is expected to be up and running again by tomorrow. Once again, thank you, Amy, for joining us.
Thanks, Jennifer. And 19 News would also like to say a special thank you to WKYT News and WYMT News for the use of some of their footage that you saw earlier.
Once again, thank you for joining us this evening. If you have any newsworthy story ideas or suggestions, please contact the station at 539-4371 or email us at ch19@cumberlandcollege.edu. Thank you. Good night.
Good night. because that's really nothing. Many Corbin residents are now back in their homes after an explosion at CTA Acoustics forced them to evacuate. Good evening, I'm Amy Stroud. At about 5 p.m. yesterday evening, emergency officials informed people they could return to their homes. The explosion of the materials section of CTA Acoustics in Corbin forced an evacuation of the area within a mile radius of the plant. Many residents who did leave their homes went to the Corbin Civic Center, where temporary shelter was provided. Many local organizations, including the Cumberland Inn in Williamsburg, donated food for those at the Civic Center. Only a day after the explosion at CTA, blood drives are being organized to assist with blood donations in case they are needed. A blood drive held today at Lynn Camp High School in Corbin was set up specifically for Williamsburg resident and CTA employee Jimmy Lemmings. Lemmings is currently in Vanderbilt Hospital in Tennessee, where he is suffering from burns on over 95% of his body. He was flown to the hospital burn unit yesterday and has already needed 20 pints of blood. 2 other blood drives will be held for Lemmings in the upcoming weeks. The first will be held on March the 7th at Lafayette High School and the second on March the 18th at Jellicoe High School. Now, for those who would like to donate blood at any of these drives for Williamsburg resident Jimmy Lemmings, just mention his name when you donate. If 200 or more pints of blood are received for Lemmings, he will not need to pay for the blood he receives. We'll be back in just a moment.
Polyp on the premises.
Good 20, we're on it. Let's roll.
In there.
Yeah, we'll handle this, man.
What?
We're ready to be very civil about this.
You never know when a polyp is going to show up. Get the polyp early and stop colon cancer before it even starts. Just get a test from your doctor. Get the test, get the polyp,
Nice surgeon's touch.
get the cure.
Get a job.
Look, it's a giraffe.
I don't see it.
The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
Well, the water has finally receded and roads are now clear after last week's desperate flooding that happened here in Whitley County.
That's right, but we're looking at some more rain tonight and possibly later in the week. Probably around Wednesday, we're going to be looking at some rain, but to give you a bigger picture, let's look and see what hit us today as we move into our weather maps. As you can see here, we have the National Weather Map, and we're looking. Rain over top of us has pretty much moved out. This low pressure system, we're caught between 2 lows right now, which is sort of affecting our weather in a way, causing this sort of like open area over top of us here in Kentucky. As you notice, all the rain pretty much has went to either a light drizzle or has stopped, but the rain may be coming back later in the week. As we go on into our next map here, you'll see current surface, everything through here, little patches of rain all throughout the state, but really nothing hitting us major, nothing to really worry about. Going to our 600 Doppler radar again. Can't say enough, it is totally clear over top of London. Pikeville still getting a little bit of rain. Also to the north up around the Cincinnati area, going to be receiving some rain here in the next couple of hours. We go into our current temperatures. You can see 50 over the state right now, 54 in Tennessee, 43 up inside West Virginia, 41 up in Virginia and the Washington, D.C. area. So temperatures are staying right around that nice, cool, warm temperature mark. Going to tonight's lows, you can see a low of 38 tonight, which is going to be kind of chilly, but it's not freezing, so hopefully no ice will be forming on the road unless you're inside like areas where highways, mountains are cut. I went blank there, sorry. 44 in Tennessee, 34 in West Virginia, 31 inside the Washington, D.C. area, which they are still underneath snow and ice, but things are starting to move up there. Move into our 5-day, you can see on Saturday we're looking at a high of 55, a low of 27, and we are looking at a 90% chance of rain. On Sunday we're going to be looking at Sunday we're looking at partly cloudy skies with a high of 47, a low of 27, and it'll be a nice day for you to just get out and sort of move around. Monday again be partly cloudy, 41 is your high, 11 is your low with a 10% chance of rain. Tuesday I should say, partly cloudy, 32, low of 17. And on Wednesday we're looking at a high of 40, a low of 29, and that's going to be our next chance of rain.
It was good to hear no rain coming up soon.
Right.
So it's a good change for Whitley County to see some sun and some warm temperatures instead of the rain that we've been having.
That's right.
Thanks, Curtis. We'll be back in just a moment with more news from the Cumberland College campus, and Morgan Lowe will join us with sports. We'll be back in just a moment.
To you, this is a place to hang a coat. To someone else, it's a place to teach a child a lesson he'll never forget. Preventing child abuse and neglect doesn't just mean reporting it. It means stopping it before it starts. Find out how at preventchildabuse.org or 1-800-CHILDREN. A child is helpless. You are not.
Get a job.
Look, it's a giraffe.
I don't see it.
Please tell me then.
The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
For Cumberland College students, it's time for a party. The college's Campus Activity Board will be sponsoring a party around the world on Tuesday, February the 25th. Its focus is to acquaint students with food and cultural activities from around the world. The event will take place in the T.J. Roberts Dining Hall from 4:30 until 7:30. For Whitley County residents and Cumberland students who have not yet seen the play sponsored by the Cumberland College Theater Arts Department, your time is running out. The cast of Steel Magnolias will make 2 more performances this weekend, one tonight at 7:30 and one on Saturday at 7:30. To purchase tickets, you may call the Theater Arts box office at 539-4535. The last 2 performances of the show have been sold out, so hurry and get your tickets this weekend. Someone may cancel and you may be able to get tickets there. Well, it's been pretty quiet on the sports front this weekend, but Morgan Lowe will join us next to tell us what we can expect next week in the world of sports. Stay with us.
Just off I-75 at exit 11 in Williamsburg, Kentucky, the Cumberland Inn offers the finest in food and lodging with spacious suites and rooms, plus banquet rooms and conference facilities for your special events. The Athenaeum Restaurant offers a delightful buffet, as well as a variety of menu choices for your dining pleasures. While at the Cumberland Inn, stop by the Cumberland Museum and Gift Shop. For reservations, call 1-800-315-0286 or visit our website.
To you, this is a place to hang a coat. To someone else, it's a place to teach a child a lesson he'll never forget. Preventing child abuse and neglect doesn't just mean reporting it. It means stopping it before it starts. Find out how at preventchildabuse.org or 1-800-CHILDREN. A child is helpless. You are not.
The big sport event coming up this weekend, Morgan, I think I can say without a doubt, is the Cumberland College-Georgetown game tomorrow.
Definitely. That should prove to be a really good game. It was really close the last time they played, and Cumberland came away with the victory, so Georgetown's going to be looking for revenge.
But hopefully they will not get it.
Hopefully. Actually, the Cumberland College Patriot baseball season is underway now, but so far, Mother Nature has proved that she's not much of a baseball fan. Today, the Patriots were supposed to be in action against Lake Erie College at 1 o'clock, but that game was pushed back to 3:30. Don't forget that weather pending, Cumberland will be in action tomorrow against the same Lake Erie team at 1 p.m. We'll have a full wrap-up of the games next week on Channel 19. Last night, the men's and women's basketball teams traveled to Jackson, Tennessee to take on conference rival Lambeth. Cumberland's 25th ranked women have been struggling lately, but they were still clinging to their top spot last night at 25th. Unfortunately, Lambeth proved too much for the Lady Patriots and came out with the win 61-55. This gives Cumberland their 12th loss of the season and brings their record to 15-12. Meanwhile, Cumberland's men's squad has been quickly moving their way up the top 25 rankings. Currently ranked 8th in the nation, the Patriots pulled out a close one last night over the Eagles 77-75. This win gave Cumberland their 22nd win of the season. Despite having just 5 losses on the year, Cumberland knows that when Georgetown comes to town tomorrow, the stakes will be raised and anything is possible. Earlier this season, the Patriots traveled north to Georgetown and upset the #1 ranked team in the country. Cumberland walked away with a hard-fought victory while the Tigers were left with the first of a 3-game losing streak. This time the Tigers come in as the underdog, ranked 1 spot below the 8th-ranked Patriots, and they're hoping to avenge their loss. This figures to be one of the most anticipated games of the season. The action will tip off at 4 p.m. tomorrow in the Rollins Center. Prior to the men's game, the women will take the court. The Lady Tigers came back from an 18-point deficit to take their first-round matchup. The two teams are tied for 24th in this week's rankings. The ladies will try to get back on the winning track when they take the court at 2 p.m. It's time now to see what's on tap for high school basketball tonight, and for that we turn to the sports on deck. Williamsburg will take their 17-9 record on the road this week as they travel to Oneida Baptist Institute. Whitley County will be at home tonight as they host a tough Southwestern